rightful place among this franchise's heroes. We see it every game, and we're proud to celebrate the Texas Rangers' rich history as well as history in the making. We hope you enjoyed that pregame Hall of Fame ceremony. The Rangers and the Mariners now have some baseball to play. The Rangers are a season-high 15 games over 500. Omar Vizquel, Michael Young, part of what Ron Washington is sending out there tonight. The Rangers have been winning a lot of ball games lately. Toby Harris here to watch this one tonight. Ruben Sierra, of course, as well. And it's going to be a very emotional night. It already has been. A winning ball game would certainly kind of help things along. Tom Grieve will be up here in a moment in the broadcast booth. For now, this is Josh Lewin welcoming you to Ranger Baseball. Really well done pregame ceremony. Toby Harris had a lot to say. Ruben had a lot to say. And these fans, about 25,000 here in the ballpark right now, enjoying every morsel that was tossed their way. The Rangers will have a 23-year-old righty on the mound tonight, Tommy Hunter. The Mariners will have a 23-year-old right-hander on the mound tonight, Felix Hernandez. We'll come back and preview that matchup in just a moment here in Arlington.
To F-150. Buy Jack in the Box. Get the big deal today for just $2.99 plus tax. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It's on. Skies are brightening as we get closer to game time. The Rangers wearing their Saturday Reds. We'll run on into the month of August with Tommy Hunter on the mound. And Tom Grieve, a 1.47 ERA since the end of June.
has made Tommy Hunter a winner in the minds of a lot of Ranger fans.
Yes, since he was recalled for the second time, his ERA is 1.47. He's 3-4. He's won 3 out of 4. In his last 4 starts, he's given up 0 or 1 run. His opponent's batting average, on base percentage, both excellent. And in that period of time, since his second call-up, he's been one of the best pitchers in the American League.
Scouting him out courtesy of Dallas County Community College District, and overall that ERA right at 2. But Tag, as you were saying, not even 1.5 since he's gotten into this groove that he's currently in.
Yeah, the other thing he's done is he's gone 6 or more innings in 4 of his last 5 starts. It's definitely an improved product from last year, but that's not a surprise. He was just 22, just out of the draft last year. He was a little bit, I'm sure, in awe of being in the big leagues, and he didn't have the same weapons he's got right now. He's got 4 pitches to work with: fastball, a curveball, a changeup, and a new pitch this year is his cut fastball. He didn't have that pitch last year, so he's got more ability to get hitters out because he's got better pitches. He's got a year experience under his belt, and he's a bulldog on the mound. You can tell he's got a lot of confidence right there.
Here's the lineup he's facing, presented by Southwest Airlines. You notice Ken Griffey Jr. hitting cleanup tonight. Franklin Gutierrez probably their hottest hitter, batting 5th. Hanahan and Wilson after that. Ryan Langerhans and Rob Johnson rounded out. And we are good to go. Only 3 minutes late with that extended pregame Hall of Fame ceremony. Nicely done, Tag. You guys did a great job down there.
It was really nice, and you know, each year there's more and more ex-players that come back, and I think that's really nice. The Rangers have welcomed them back, and it's a big deal to them to get the opportunity to come back for the Hall of Fame weekend. Really a nice thing. Nice to see all those ex-players down there.
We hope to have Toby Harrah in the booth later on tonight. Both guys spoke from the heart, you could tell.
They did. You know, Ruben's come a long way from Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, when he was 17 years old. You know, but the one thing he had from the minute you saw him as a 17-year-old, and he's still got it now, is he's got charisma, boy.
Yep.
You know, 10 people walk on the field, and he's one of them. For some reason, he's the one you look at. Whether it's the smile on his face, the way he walks.
Well, Tommy Hunter would like to have a do-over on that. He got Ichiro on a comebacker. Now he's got to deal with Ichiro running the bases. They will score that, a hit. And he's already leading the major leagues in batting average. He just got a gift right there.
Yeah, he got a gift. That's right back to the mound. I don't know if Tommy just took his eye off it. It really wasn't hit that hard. But that's an Ichiro hit right there. If he gets 220 hits, about 90 of them will be kind of like that.
By hook or by crook, he gets it done.
You know, and again, you can't call it luck, or you can't really call him cheap. That's his style. That's the way he does it. That's how he hits 360.
A shattered bat and a little bloop of the ball, but that bat is about 135 feet from home plate.
That, I think, is the first time I ever saw a bat go farther than the pop-up.
Might be 150
Wow.
on the bat. So that would be sawing a guy off then.
That is sawed off at the highest level right there. You know, sometimes the guys will come back and they'll say, you know, I hit that ball on the good part of the bat. Just a flaw in the wood of the bat.
Omar Vizquel just paid no attention to the wobbling bat. Went and got the baseball. Jose Lopez will be the hitter. Lopez put the first pitch he saw in play 3 out of 4 times yesterday, and with success. He had a home run in the game yesterday. Jared Saltalamacchia back behind the plate tonight. Taylor Teagard certainly did a nice job behind the plate yesterday, not only with the defense, but he cranked a home run to tie the game in the 5th inning.
And Taylor swung the bat well last night. He also had that ball with the bases loaded. Got a sacrifice fly, hit it 400 feet, 390 feet to left center field. Just missed a grand slam.
And Salty the game before that had a home run for the Rangers. So the catcher position certainly stepping up of late. The Rangers won that game in the rain yesterday 5-4. The time of game was 2 hours 10 minutes. The time of the rain delay was 2:18.
Wow, the rain delay was longer than the game?
Yep. We had a 2 hour 10-minute Vicente Padilla start yesterday, but the rain made it a long night. The Rangers finished July 17-8. No, that was not the best record in the American League because the Angels were 19-7. But it was the second best month of July in franchise history. Only the 1977 team went any better. There you see the Angels 19-7 to the Rangers 17-8. Ichiro goes, a throw down, not in time. Strike was called to Lopez. On a 3-0 count, Ichiro takes off, and he steals number 22. We were talking about Ruben Sierra, how you can't teach charisma, you can't teach grace either, and Ichiro's got that, the way he slides into second base. You had Andrews and Vizquel both waiting for the throw, it looked like.
Yeah, and on that play, there must have been a little bit of miscommunication on who was covering, but if Jared, who had to throw the ball quickly because of the jump that Ichiro got, was able to throw the ball on the bag, I think Elvis still would have been in position to catch it and make the tag.
Now following the walk to Lopez, Ken Griffey Jr. will hit with a couple men on.
What it did do, though, is open up the middle of the infield for a base hit, except right over second base, because there was a hole both at second and shortstop. Didn't matter, it was ball 4 anyway. Eventually.
Wave and a miss by Griffey. He of the 621 career home runs. And as long as we're still on the topic of charisma, this is a guy that has been leading the league in that department for a while too.
I'd say he's right up there.
Hunter is ahead of Griffey 0-2. Off speed.
Would appear that that's going to be his number 5 for a while. Unlikely that he's going to catch Willie Mays. Not impossible, though.
Griffey wears number 24 because he wanted to grow up and be the next Willie Mays. I'm sure Ken Griffey Jr. would say it's probably about right that I get close but don't catch him. Ooh, that one's close. Called the ball by Darryl Cousins, veteran crew chief. Umpiring. I'm sorry, Ted.
Go ahead. He threw the slow pitches and then the cutter, but it was a little bit inside.
Look out, that ball right in and out of the Rangers dugout. Ron Washington was at about a 40-degree angle there to get out of the way.
I don't know if it hit him, but he felt the wind of that ball. Went right by him.
You see the mark that it left behind him. The 1-2 from Hunter is down and in. That's a good bench coach right there too. Jackie Moore says, let's not fall over. Two on, just one out, the 2-2 pitch. Way outside, getting away from Saltalamacchia. That one just slipped out of the hand of Tommy Hunter. Now the double play possibility no longer exists. Now what should go as a wild pitch? Remember, Hunter last time out allowed a run in the first inning, a Curtis Granderson homer on the second pitch that he threw in that inning. But from that point on, he pretty much allowed nothing. Tommy ended up going 7 innings in that home run to Granderson, the only run he allowed all game. Griffey sends it high and sends it deep. Marlon Byrd at the track At the wall, Griffey hits it out. The 400th different pitcher off whom Griffey his homer. And this time it's not a solo home run in the first inning for Tommy Hunter. It's a 3-run homer, and it's 3-0 Seattle.
But Tommy jumped ahead on a couple of wild swings at off-speed pitches, 0-2. But then he had a hard time making a pitch to get Griffey out. Threw a couple of pitches in, then Griffey pulled one foul, and that pitch is up, out over the plate, and Griffey did what he's done 620 plus times.
Hunter now allowing on that one swing as many runs as he had allowed in 22 innings before that. Well, that ball just disappeared. Everybody was over sliding.
I've seen a golf ball do that before. I don't think I've ever seen a baseball do it.
I've seen a gopher do that before, but. Well, a ball and a strike now to Gutierrez. He had the 3-run homer in the Hunter versus Hernandez matchup a few weeks ago. Chop ball, squirting right past Blaylock.
That ball had a lot of spin on it. Gutierrez hit that ball right off the end of the bat. And I think when it got to Hank, not only was it spinning, it was probably changing directions too. Went off Hank's glove. It's too bad that the inning just started in a bad way, with Ichiro hitting that tapper back to the mound. It should have been an easy out. Instead, it went off Tommy's glove, turned into an infield single. Then a walk, a home run, and now a ball that I'm thinking would probably go as an error on Hank.
On that ball that Ichiro hit, certainly could have gone as an error on Tommy Hunter too.
Could have. You know, if it's a one-hop smash, generally the hitter gets the benefit of the doubt. But the ball that Ichiro hit, that wasn't hit that hard. That was just a one-hopper that went in Tommy's glove and just didn't hang on to it.
Jack Hanahan will be the batter. Well, as the Rangers have spotted Seattle 3 runs, the good news to report, I guess, is that the Rangers have been scoring a ton of runs over the last few games. I've never seen this one before, Tag. They have checkerboarded 5s and 7s every day now for about a week. 7, then 5, 7, then 5, 7, then 5 again last night. That 5-4 win.
I like the direction we're going in.
Well, due for another 7 tonight. But this is a long first inning for Tommy Hunter. 11 balls, 11 strikes.
Yeah, I think the one thing that you can notice, at least so far in the first inning, is Tommy doesn't have quite the same command early in this game that he's had in his last 4 starts. I'm trying to find it.
Seattle's not known as a patient team. But we've seen some deep counts here already. Lopez drew a walk. Here's Hanahan at 3-0. Mike Maddox has already visited the mound, the Rangers pitching coach, so it's up to Tommy Hunter to square this thing away here. That ball getting away from Salty, but it was ball 4 anyway. It's been a sloppy start tonight.
Again, it just started out the wrong way with Ichiro. Instead of 1 up and 1 down, it's turned into a big inning.
Meantime, the Angels are winning their game tonight 6-4 against Minnesota. That game's only in the 4th inning. Rangers came in 3 games back of the Angels. If they have a guy that's not red hot, I'd like to know who it is. Seems like everybody in their lineup is getting 2 hits tonight. Strike 1 to the former Pittsburgh Pirate, Jack Wilson. I know this is way off topic, but did you see the highlight of the pierogi race last night? The Pirates were taking on the Washington Nationals.
I did not see that.
They invited the Nationals presidents to the game. That's their mascot trio. They have the running of the presidents. They have George Washington and Abe Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt. One of the pierogis came streaking across the green and just laid out Teddy Roosevelt. I mean, it was an open field tackle of Teddy Roosevelt. It was
Doesn't
hard.
sound right.
No. I don't care what you think about it.
No pierogi would have done that in real life to Teddy Roosevelt.
He was not carrying the big stick, apparently. Jack Wilson taking down. And sadly, that's pretty much what Pirate fans have to look forward to when they go to ball games now, is the pierogi race. They've traded away so many players. A couple of them here to Seattle. Jack Wilson is one of them. We'll see Ian Snell start for the Mariners tomorrow. That was supposed to be Jared Washburn, but the Mariners traded him to Detroit. And the Rangers have changed things up. They've shuffled the deck a little bit for tomorrow as well. Looks like Scott Feldman will get the start tomorrow. Kevin Millwood just needing an extra day to get ready. Millie's hoping to go Monday in Oakland. So it's now Feldman and Snell tomorrow. High fly ball from Jack Wilson. The 30th pitch of the inning is out number 2.
A little bit like the inning that Scott had the other night against the Tigers when he was struggling early in the game with his command. But this inning could have ended a long time before 30 pitches were thrown. Had an error, and then one we've already talked about that Ichiro hit back to the mound.
Ken Griffey Jr. 622nd career home run for the 3 runs for Seattle so far. Now Langerhans, a native Texan, will foul one into the crowd. We just mentioned the name Jared Washburn, and since the end of June, Washburn's the only American leaguer that's got a better ERA than Tommy Hunter. Rifled foul into the crowd. Hunter able to get ahead 0-2. Still in search of the ball. But at least everybody's okay. Little bloop chased by Michael Young. He can't get it. Get you back to the previous foul ball. That's Scorcher off the bat of Langerhans. Wow.
Boy, when those balls miss people, it's just... Well, I don't think it did miss her. I think it hit her in the arm. But...
Langerhans sends one way up there. And it took a while, but Tommy Hunter is out of the inning. The Griffey home run has the Mariners on top. Rangers going to work against Felix Hernandez when we come back. Runs back against King Felix, the other 23-year-old righty we're going to talk about in this game. Indeed, is Felix Hernandez in the Ranger lineup he's facing. The former Mariner Omar Vizquel starts it off, in for the ailing Ian Kinsler. Young and Murphy, then Bird and Blaylock, Cruz and Hamilton, Saltalamacchia and Andrews. Vizquel batting .299. We'll take ball one from Felix Hernandez, and we'll scout out Felix. The Dallas County Community College District brings it to you.
It's been a really good season for Hernandez. Obviously, he made the All-Star team. His last start against Toronto was really an exception. He pitched into the 6th inning, 11 hits and 7 runs. I mean, prior to that, in 11 starts, he'd given up 2 or less runs in 10 of the 11 starts. He was 7-0 with a 130 earned run average. So that last start really stood out. At some point in time this year, he started to turn his left shoulder a little bit more away from the hitter, which I think has added some deception to his already overpowering stuff. He's got a good fastball with movement, hard slider, changeup, curveball, you name it, he's got it.
Well, at 23 years old, this is his 126th big league start. Made his first one when he was 19. He walks Omar Vizquel, so he's not perfect. So Don Wakamatsu will be the first to tell you he's had a great year with 11 wins.
Even though he is a veteran, he's still only 23 years old. And in his 3 full seasons, he's thrown 190 innings twice. Last year was his most innings that he's ever thrown, 200 innings. And he's probably on pace for a little bit more than that this year. Not a lot more than that. But he still had a pretty good workload. He's 7th in the league with 145 innings. And if he pitches deep into this game, he could come close to leading the league in innings pitched.
Well, to put it in perspective, he is 2 years younger than last year's National League Cy Young winner, Tim Lincecum. But he has made 46 more starts in the big leagues than Tim Lincecum. On appeal, you're going to say Michael Young went. Michael cranks one into center. Boy, has he been hot. The tying man comes to the plate right away in the person of David Murphy.
Well, one thing about Michael, too, is he's not just bouncing hits into the outfield or blooping balls into the outfield. He's hitting ropes. That's about the 5th line shot he's hit to center field in the last week. He's had a couple of long home runs, one 440 feet in our ballpark. He is swinging the bat as well as I've ever seen him swing it.
21 for his last 41 at bats.
I don't know. I mean, he's probably had a stretch where he went 21 for 41, but I don't know that he's ever had a 21 for 41 stretch where he's hit the ball harder than he's hitting it right now.
Oh, he went to what he called a magical baseball city. He went to St. Louis for the All-Star game, his first time ever in St. Louis, and was around all that. Where everybody has that fever pitch, and boy, he's kind of come back and been Mr. Baseball.
That's what did it. We're going to have a lot of players taking a pilgrimage to St. Louis. And where are you going this offseason? Europe? No, I'm going to St. Louis.
It's like the fountain of youth, but with the Clydesdales. You were a Cardinal briefly.
For a while, for about 6 weeks, I guess. And I had briefly saw what everybody talks about. What a beautiful back then ballpark it was. Great fans. Good atmosphere. It is. It's a tremendous city.
Is that 1980?
That would have been 1979.
79.
Yep. I was there for about 6 weeks. Got released. Went to the Rangers AAA team. We were in Tucson at the time. And then at the end of the season, I had to decide whether to go to spring training and try to make the team or go back to AAA, and had the opportunity to go work in the front office and decided that was the direction I needed to go in.
There's a 40-year-old Lou Brock in left field for the Cardinals that year, but a 22-year-old Gary Templeton at short.
Yep. And Ted Simmons catching.
Did Keith Hernandez come over?
Yeah, Keith Hernandez at first base. Got some good players.
3-1 the count to Murphy here with Bird on deck. slowly towards first. Runners move to second and third, where it's kind of like a sacrifice. And Marlon Byrd has an opportunity here, second and third, and just one out.
Well, if you're going to make an out in that situation, that's a good one to make, because now both runners have moved up. Seattle won't play the infield in, so a ground ball will score a run. So will a fly ball. Base hit will score 2, and it'd be nice to chip away at that 3 runs that Seattle got in the top of the first.
Now the infield is going to hang back here. Marlon Byrd is homered in back-to-back ball games. He had the tie-breaking home run last night with the rain on approach. And the thought that maybe the game would not go all 9 innings. This was huge in the bottom of the 5th inning. Marlon hits it in the air to right center. Ichiro on the move. He's got it. And Ichiro firing. The tag at home plate is in time. Omar Vizquel is out. It's a double play. Great job by Rob Johnson, the catcher, to leap, come down with the ball to tag out the incoming Vizquel. And it stays 3-0 Seattle. Ooh, I don't know. Jim Knox.
Thank you, Josh. Community Corner tonight. We have Brenda Snitzer. She is the executive director of the Star Children's Charity. Tell us about your organization.
Well, Star is a philanthropic organization that raises money for children's charities in Collin County. We're a leading voice of philanthropy there. And we have 7 charities that we're funding this year. We select them every year, and they're Boys and Girls Club, Crossroads Family Services, City House, Children's Medical Center at Legacy, Presbyterian Hospital, Plano Children's Medical Clinic, and Samaritan Inn.
All right, and Gerald Saltalamacchia recently came out to an event and helped out, correct?
He sure did. Salty's just wonderful. He helped support us through the helicopter ball drop that Shady Valley Golf Club did for us, and he came out and signed autographs and met fans and brought just a lot of recognition to the event, and we raised a lot of money for the children of Collin County.
Brenda, appreciate the time. Best of luck in the future. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Jim, and welcome. Rob Johnson, the batter, he's the guy that applied the tag to Omar Vizquel to end the bottom of the first. A disappointing bottom of the first for the Rangers. They had 2 on, nobody out. As it turned out, they didn't score.
Nice play by Johnson, because Ichiro's throw was high. He had to jump up, catch it, come down, and make the tag. It was tough to tell exactly whether he was safe or out. It was very close play. It was a long-range throw, accurate, and a nice play by the catcher. And Omar, you know, for a while it looked like he got his foot in there right before the tag was made. It's difficult to tell, and it happened so quick. you get the benefit of the slow motion replay. It looks like Omar might have had his foot in there just a tick before the tag, but tough to tell. You can tell better from this angle. You know, it looked like he might have touched his back leg, and the other one could have touched the plate. We looked at it 4 or 5 times, and I don't think it conclusively changes the umpire's call, that's for sure.
3-2 pitch walloped in the left by Rob Johnson, who's had a heck of a last 3 minutes here. That really was a tremendous leap to catch that ball in the first place.
It was a nice play.
You got your shin guards, all that catcher's gear weighing you down. Not likely to double up Ichiro. In fact, he's hit into 1 double play all year in 417 at bats. Rangers almost got him yesterday in the 9th inning. The Rangers had to sweat it out a bit before winning 5-4. Fly ball left field, David Murphy.
If Blaylock doesn't make that play on Ichiro in last night's game, that could have been a whole different ball game.
C.J. Wilson ended up saving it. Padilla ended up winning it. The Rangers improving to 58-43. This is the second best they've ever been through 101 games. Only the 1999 team was a shade better. That's the last Ranger team that made the postseason. Branyan fouls it back. Remember, he was the guy that had his bat shattered by Tommy Hunter in the first inning. Branyan's had a huge year for Seattle. He's finally gotten the chance to be an everyday player. He's got 24 home runs, 55 runs batted in. That's almost exactly what Nelson Cruz has for the Rangers. 1 RBI off. The Mariners, though, not a team that is known for scoring runs, and that's been the case for a few years now. It's been 11 days since they have scored as many as 5 runs in a game. They're on their way tonight. They got the 3-run homer from Griffey in the first inning. High pop foul. On a night that was humid for a while, really isn't that bad right now. 82 degrees. There was some nasty weather just south of here, but it pretty much stayed south of here and is now cleared out. Got him with the high heat. 2 down, second inning.
A little bit out of the strike zone. In fact, quite a bit out of the strike zone. Branyan's one of those guys, if you make good pitches, you got a chance. If you make a mistake, he can really hurt you with a tape measure home run. He's got some power, boy.
Jose Lopez, who hit one out last night, is the batter now.
Branyan will probably end up with the most opportunity to play he's ever had. He'll probably have the best year he's ever had.
Well, sometimes a guy like that just needs that chance. Needs a manager to commit to him, and Don Wakamatsu, right from spring training, was that manager.
Yep, absolutely.
Wakamatsu's been pretty outspoken about that kind of thing, saying that, you know, it doesn't really matter what's happened for you before. He was here when Gary Matthews Jr. and Mark DeRosa did what they did. They had some pride. They proved people wrong, and he basically told his guys in spring training, any one of you guys can do that. That ball hammered foul by Lopez.
Better have a glove if you want to try to catch that one. A lot of times what happens is a couple people jump up like they're going to catch it. Then they realize how fast it's coming. They duck down, but the poor people behind them lose track of the ball and don't have a shot.
Runner goes, and it's a moot point. A swing and a miss.
That's better, Tommy.
Much better. It stays 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the second here in Arlington. No more waiting in that will call line. No more waiting outside the gate with your buddy's tickets. Just print your tickets at home. And your tickets will be emailed to you. Rangers had 2 on. Nobody out in the bottom of the first, but could not score. And as we progress into the bottom of the second inning, Blaylock, Cruz, and Hamilton against Felix Hernandez. We got a lot of foul balls behind third base in this game, huh? That's the hot spot tonight.
Oh, they call it the hot corner.
Actually, I mean, I guess it makes sense. You've got Hunter and Hernandez pitching, a lot of lefties in both lineups who are late on some pass balls, so behind third base is probably where you want to be. Ichiro makes that catch. Nelly Cruz will come up. We mentioned the Angels are leading Minnesota. It's 6-4 in the bottom of the fourth tonight. Red Sox lead the Orioles on a Dustin Pedroia home run. It's 1-0 in the fifth inning. Toby Harrah joining us in an inning or so. Jack Wilson couldn't get it. That's a Gold Glove caliber shortstop, and he's mad at himself right there. We're not stopping that one from going by, but that was hard hit by Nelly Cruz. How do we score a base hit? No errors in his last 20, just one in his last 39. That one escaped him. He spikes the pebbles. Here's Josh Hamilton. And Josh obviously ready to get cranked up again here. Just one homer for Josh in his last 26 games. That was right after the All-Star break as he yanked one down that right field line against Minnesota. And right there, even though that's a foul ball, I think going to left field is probably, I'm just guessing, the tonic. Get Josh's swing back, not trying to pull everything, just trying to hit what's handed to him.
Well, I'm going to make the call again. I'm going to make the call till Josh hits one.
All right.
I can't make it every time up, but I'm not going to let one slip by till he hits one.
To left field. Good approach, but Langerhans has the baseball for out number 2. Some other scores. The Tigers lead the Indians 2-1 in the 6th inning tonight. Detroit currently a game and a half ahead of Chicago, 2 ahead of Minnesota. The White Sox clobbered the Yankees today 14-4. Blue Jays play the A's tonight. And the Rays have defeated the Royals today 7-1. Bruce Chen falls to 0-6. One-time Ranger. Saltalamacchia, 8 home runs now for the year. He's got 4 as a lefty and 4 as a righty. Boy, and the one he hit in his last start was pretty impressive. 2-run shot. That one against Garrett Olson. We are just past the 2-year anniversary of when the Rangers acquired Saltalamacchia and the guy on deck, Elvis Andrus. Salty going to take a walk here. What is now commonly known in some circles as the fleecing of Atlanta. The Andrus and Saltalamacchia, and Neftali Police and Matt Harrison trade. July the 31st of 2007. The trade deadline deals this year, of course. The Mariners made a couple. The Rangers stood pat.
You know, to me, the amazing thing about the whole Roy Halladay thing is when it was all over and done with, toward the end of the whole deal, it finally came out that the Blue Jays asked Halladay if he would go to Texas, and he said no.
So it was really.
If they'd asked him about a week before that, they could have saved a whole lot of phone calls, couldn't they?
And the bloggers could have slept.
Yeah, no kidding.
Rick Adair is out to the mound to talk to Felix Hernandez, who has now thrown 5 in a row out of the strike zone. There's been some speculation about the semantics of all that coming out of Toronto. It was reported on a couple of websites that it was a flat-out refusal by Roy Halladay, and then I guess J.P. Ricciardi came out and said no, it wasn't a flat-out refusal. It just never got, we just never got a firm yes.
Right.
But either way, that ended up being much ado about very little.
You know, if even though it turned out it didn't matter because Halladay didn't want to approve the trade to Texas, one thing it did is that it allowed the Ranger baseball department to go through a lot of soul searching.
Yeah.
You know, a kind of a dry run, because at some point in time a deal like that might come up again, and you've already had a very worthwhile exercise in how you value your prospects, which ones you might consider in a deal like that. There weren't any talked about that the Rangers felt comfortable trading.
We also now know how Derek Holland will perform when he's hearing his name in trade rumors.
Well, he handled that well.
That was some kind of performance he put on. Retired 24, the first 25 batters he faced the other night. Mr. Upside.
I just went out there and pitched. Said I didn't think I was going anywhere. He was right. Rangers weren't going to trade him.
That ball bouncing in there. And Elvis Andrus grows the count with Omar Vizquel on deck. I know it's 3-0 Seattle, but this doesn't exactly look like vintage Felix Hernandez yet tonight, and maybe that's a good thing for the Rangers.
Well, his last start was against Toronto. 5 2/3, 11 hits and 7 runs. But control has not been an issue for him. Really never has been an issue with him. He only walked probably 2.7 or so per 9 innings.
Runners go, and that is inside. Vizquel coming up with the bases loaded. 3 walks already. He's gone to 3 full counts in the game once through the order. Well, Tommy Hunter has needed 50 pitches to get through 2 innings. Looking like Hernandez will need somewhere around 40 anyway. First one's a strike to Vizquel, who's fresh off a 3-hit game. His first as a Ranger, his first in the American League since he was a Cleveland Indian. That 22-0 drubbing that Cleveland put on the Yankees back in 2004. In fact, Omar had a 3-hit game twice in that game. He was 6 for 7.
Speaking of drubbings, the Yankees have taken a couple of 3 drubbings in a row in Chicago. They got beat 14-4 today.
Pair of 6-run innings for Chicago today. And the Red Sox continue to lead at Baltimore tonight. 2-0 now in the 5th inning. Fouled off right at home plate. Once again, stay with us. Toby Harris set to join us in the booth in the 3rd. A very from the heart, very eloquent induction speech that you hopefully were able to tune in and see on this part of the pregame show tonight.
Omar still has real good bat control. A lot of guys are going to swing at that pitch 0-2. Hard breaking ball down and in. Hernandez hasn't struck anybody out yet tonight. In his last start, he only struck out a couple. Even though he's 4th in the league in strikeouts.
Yeah, he's on a run right now where the command has just not been there. And that's certainly the case tonight. He had a career-high 7-game win streak right before that game against Toronto that you mentioned. His first loss since the middle of May. Got the hottest hitter in the league on deck in Michael Young. 2-2 the count to the veteran Vizquel. And that's a veteran at bat. He goes from 0-2 to 3-2. Runners get going, and Vizquel sends it in the air left field. Felix Hernandez wins out. And the Rangers leave him loaded in the 2nd inning. Stay tuned. Toby Harris is next. 3-0 Seattle. what a thrill that must have been, Toby. Congratulations.
What an honor. What an honor. And completely caught me by surprise.
When you got the phone call, I mean, take us back if you don't mind, as Griffey will take here. I mean, obviously you're not probably waiting by the phone even knowing this is coming, but I mean, who called you and where were you?
No, I was at home, and Jim Sundberg called me and told me, and I said, "Sonny, you got to be kidding me." He says, "No, Tobe, I'm serious." I said, "No, you're not." He goes, "Yes, I am."
With Sonny, you never know for sure.
Exactly. But when it was a fact, I thought, I was walking down the street, and I was walking my little dog Sophie, and I thought, man, the Texas Rangers Baseball Hall of Fame, man, that is cool.
Griffey sends a rope into the right field corner. He's already got a 3-run homer. Now he's on his way to second base. Let's see if he can get there. Josh Hamilton's throw is not in time. It's 6 bases already for Griffey tonight. Well, the accolades keep coming in, Toby, for you. I mean, anybody that we've talked to, Tom Grieve was not surprised, obviously, to hear that everybody's got a great Toby quote or a Toby memory or something. But it's kind of cool to realize, I guess. I mean, because you were in different organizations, yes, there's a lot of people that you touched that are now standing up and saying congratulations.
Well, yes, it was fun. It was fun. I wish I could do it all over again. And I don't think I'd really change too many things, to be honest with you. It was all fun.
Here's Frank White on Toby Harrah, our Geico quote. Tough player. Played the game hard, played the game right. I would think that's what you want to hear about yourself from somebody.
Well, I was lucky at an early age to play for, and Billy Martin is the type of guy either love or hate. And I liked him because, number one, Mickey Mantle was my favorite ball player. And when Mickey retired, he lived in Dallas. He would come and hang around by the batting cage. And Billy introduced me to Mickey. And one day Mickey says, "Hey, Toby, you got a good swing." I go, "All right." Mickey Mantle said I got a good swing, man. So, that made me like Billy right off the bat. So, and the type of ball that Billy played, I liked. Being a middle infielder, you had to hit and run. You have to handle the bat. You got to be able to bunt a little bit. You got to take pitches, and then get a guy on second base. You got to hit the ball on the right side of the field. Do all those little. And I like playing baseball like that. So, at an early age, I'd like to think that I learned how to play the game of baseball a little bit.
Tobe, at the luncheon, you quoted some things that Billy said to you when he caught you looking at some statistics one day. I thought that was something young players today would really do well to take your advice.
Marlon Byrd makes the catch. Griffey tags and goes second to third.
And Billy did. And I was just looking at the paper one day early at the ballpark, and I was looking at everybody's statistics and just kind of interested. And Billy walked by and goes, "If I see you looking at those stats again, I'm going to kick your butt." You go out there every day and do what you can to help your team win. Whether it's on being on first base and trying to break up a double play to keep the inning alive, whether it's got a guy on second and nobody out trying to hit the ball on the right side of the field, or late in the ball game, that squeeze bunt where you put your team up by one that really crushes the other team. Those are that's the way you're supposed to play baseball. When you're on first base and there's a base hit to right and you go to third, but not only right and center, but once in a while go to third on a base hit to left field. And so those are the type of things that he would talk about. And to me, I try to be that type of player.
Jack Hanahan with the infield in, socks it into right field, and Seattle's now up 4-0. Hanahan takes a wide turn and now comes back. That's the guy that busted things up when Derek Holland was in search of perfection the other night. And it wasn't a hard base hit that he had against Holland. This one, though, was hit pretty well. It's his 13th run batted in, and the Mariners lead by 4. Mike Maddox out to the mound again.
Tobe, you played for a number of different teams, a lot of different managers. Who were some of the? I know Billy was one of them. Who were some of the other managers you enjoyed playing for?
Really, that first year playing for Ted Williams, and he was manager of the year, believe it or not. And just being around him for 2 years, listening to him talk about hitting, and he was a big influence on me as far as hitting goes, and I think it carried over throughout my career. Probably the sweetest manager I ever played for was Davey Garcia in Cleveland. This guy, when he dies, he's going right to heaven. I never heard him say a cuss word in 4 years at Cleveland. I mean, he was just a sweetheart of a man. I really
it's unusual in baseball.
Unbelievable, yes.
You all had some teams, too, that probably at least gave him pause.
Yes. And I played for Bobby V. Bobby V, believe it or not, he was a lot like Billy. Very good baseball man. Very smart baseball man. So, you know, he had a lot of things. You know, he taught me how to teach bunting and a few other things. And that's another thing. You know, Nellie Fox was with Ted.
Yeah.
And he helped me as far as how to play the game of baseball. And, you know, tag today, you don't see this very much, but you're not going to see too many coaches that are Hall of Famers anymore. The guys are making so much money now when they get out of ball, they're not going to go back in and coach.
Not many of them.
Not many. But I was lucky enough to have 2 of them as a young player.
That's a great point. I mean, that's why it's unusual to see a guy like Ryan Sandberg now, for example, pay his dues and start to do that. Jack Wilson bouncing it to third. Michael Young, how quickly can they turn this here? Not in time to get 2. A 5-4 fielder's choice. Now, Toby,
and Frank Lucchese was a good manager too. I played for Frank, and Frank was Billy's third base coach there for a while. He used to take a beat because Billy, he was hard on his coaches. God bless him, and he'd bring them back. I remember Art Fowler, his pitching coach. I mean, he used to wear Art out, but you know, everywhere Billy went, he took Art Fowler with him.
I remember he told Art, Jackie Brown was pitching, he said, "Art, go out and talk to him." He goes out and talked to him. Before he sat down in the dugout, someone hit a home run, and Billy screaming at him, "What'd you tell him, Art?" Oh, boy.
Well, and now Toby Harrah is a coach himself. He's a roving hitting instructor, the guy that the Tigers turn to make sure that their youngsters are coming along. Is that fun for you?
I enjoy hitting. It's a lot. Really, it's pretty easy to do.
And it is for Ryan Langerhans right here as he whips that bat through the strike zone. Wilson coming around third, being waved. He's going to score. On his way to third base is Ryan Langerhans with a triple.
Looked like he missed third. Maybe we won't see that.
Let's see if the Rangers...
You know, the fact is, I know I do the hitting tag, but if you can hit, you can hit. And if you can't hit, I can't help you.
Tom, do you think that if you got a young player who's kind of an undisciplined hitter, do you think he can learn to become a disciplined hitter, or is it what you see is what you get with a young player?
No, I believe you can get better with that. I believe that you can learn the strike zone a little bit, and you can become a little bit more patient. As a matter of fact, I like guys that are a little bit over-aggressive, and you can kind of bring them back and get them in. But it's the guys that are not very aggressive, it's hard to get them aggressive.
Rob Johnson takes a strike. Warner Madrigal will begin to loosen in the Ranger bullpen. And, boy, this is not at all what we've been seeing out of Tommy Hunter the last 5 starts. In fact, he's given up more runs in 3 innings tonight than he had given up in his last 4 starts combined.
Yeah, this is not what we've seen from Tommy. And Scott Feldman had a start the other night, which stood out like a sore thumb. He hadn't had a start like that all season long. But you have him every now and then.
1-2 the count to Johnson. Toby Harrah kind enough to visit with us here in the top of the 3rd inning. What's next for you? Where do you go from here?
I'll be going to Toledo, where our AAA ball club is at, and Erie, Pennsylvania, our AA ball club, and Grand Rapids, Michigan, our A team. They're all up right around Toledo, and I'll be on the road for a couple weeks. And this is my 42nd year. Next year is my 43rd, my last.
Yeah, really?
Next year
your last year.
Next year is going to be my last.
Wow. You think you'll stick with that decision?
If Jan lets me.
Brett Favre's been known to wobble a bit.
I know.
You might change your mind.
I know. It's been a fun ride. It's been a journey that I've just loved. There's been bumps in the road, but it's kind of all part of it. You know, you're going to struggle at times, and that's just the way it is.
Well, breaking news: Toby Harrah getting set anyway to call next year his last.
You know, I've been going out on a baseball field every day for 42 years and just putting on a uniform, and I've been going out on a ball field every day. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. You know, they say play ball, right? They don't say let's work ball. It's not a job. So I've been real lucky. I've been real lucky.
That one struck him out. Rob Johnson is the last out here in the top of the 3rd. Toby, again, on behalf of every Ranger fan in this ballpark, congratulations, and thank you for being here.
You know, a part of me will always be a Texas Ranger. And I look down in the dugout, you know, Ronnie Washington and I, we played together. You see Dave Anderson and I, he was in Detroit. We were together. Pettit, the first base coach, Gary Pettis, he was here when I was here before tag. Rudy Jaramillo was here. A lot of these guys, I've worked with all these guys. Jackie Moore, the sweetest guy in the world.
They all have a lot of great things to say about you too.
So that's all part of it. That's the part of the game I really love, the friendships. Thank you.
Congratulations, Toby.
Thanks.
Thank you. 5-0. Seattle is our score. Bottom of the third is now underway as Michael Young is out on a 6-3. Although it was dicey there for a minute. Brandon had to make the pick. The Rangers are behind 5-0. Seattle had not scored as many as 5 runs in a game in a week and a half, but they've already got 5 off Tommy Hunter tonight. The Rangers needing to rally against Felix Hernandez.
So far, it's a game where I don't think you'd say Hernandez has his best stuff. But he pitched out of a jam. Bases loaded, 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Got Omar to pop up to left field in the second inning. Rangers had a chance for a big inning. He hasn't really had the normal command that you see from him. His last game, he gave up 11 hits.
Well, the Rangers got through July, as we mentioned earlier, with 17 wins. A very successful month, and it was really mostly about the pitching. Not to numbers you all to death, but a 3.59 team ERA in July. The best ERA in any summer month in the history of this ballpark for the Rangers. Murphy blasting to left. And at the wall, what a play by Langerhans.
That's a play right there. That's not one of those plays where you have time to see the ball, time it, and jump and catch it. He had to run as fast as he could and jump into the wall and come away with that play. That's a beautiful play right there. That's giving your body up. You know you're going to hit the wall hard. You know there's padding, but you can still take a jolt when you hit that wall. Nice play. I met Ryan's dad in the elevator yesterday.
Did you?
Yep.
Pretty famous high school baseball coach.
I bet he's pretty happy with that play.
Marlon Byrd hit one in the air last time. Ichiro turned it into a double play. In the air one more time, and in foul ground, Branyan. It's just not going the Rangers' way quite yet tonight. 5-0 Seattle at the end of 3. trivia question. Which member of the Rangers Hall of Fame said in his induction speech, quote, "I wasn't born here, but I came here as soon as I could"? Answer coming up in the bottom of the 4th inning. He just might be in the ballpark tonight. Also in the ballpark, and he is most nights. And a pleasure to introduce the president of the Texas Rangers. He'll be joining us this inning. Hoping to bring him on when it was, for example, 5-0 Rangers, but we don't control that one. It's 5-0 Seattle tonight. And Nolan Ryan is kind enough to take the time to join us. And Nolan, first of all, the Rangers just got through a month of July. There was a lot of fun. 17 wins. This can't be a hit for Ichiro. All right, it's not. Your take on where the team is right now, tonight notwithstanding. There's still a lot of time left tonight, but 58-43, you got to be happy.
Well, we're thrilled with the record and how they're doing, and obviously we'd like to be closer to Anaheim than we are, but we feel like that we're within striking distance. And really, we thought when their 2 big guys went down that it'd give us an opportunity to move, but they have really played well, and they're not going to stay as hot as they've been.
Nolan, how about your thoughts on the Hall of Fame weekend and having all the ex-players come back? Is that a pretty important thing to the organization?
Oh, I think so, and I think it's special, and I think that it really shows how special it is with how many ex-players return and participate in the golf tournament and the luncheon and then being here tonight. So I think that the participants really enjoy it, and I think the fans appreciate it.
2 strikes to Russell Brandon. Tommy Hunter missing in and hitting Russell Brandon. This has not been Tommy's night quite yet tonight.
No, he's really struggled tonight with his command, and he doesn't have his good stuff. So I think it's just he's having an off night, but the type of pitcher he is, he will battle until we take him out of the game.
And on that subject, Nolan, you were here to watch Derek Holland and his mastery the other night. A 10 strikeout game, his first. 214 more, and he'll be even with you in that department. He's got obviously quite a future as that ball is rammed in a center base hit. There was a lot of talk about young Rangers and young prospects being dealt away. We heard Roy Halladay's name a lot. It must have been an interesting exercise for everybody, for you, for John Daniels, just to kind of see which way the wind was going to blow. You got to be happy, though, that what you've got right now is intact, because I think a lot of Ranger fans really like what you got.
Well, and we like our team, too. We feel like that we have a balanced ball club, and we have some young kids down in the system that are about ready to come up and help us. So we think our future is bright, and we're excited about it. And what we want to do is continue with the kids that we've developed in this system and with the game plan that we laid out back in 2007. So, we talked to a lot of ball clubs. There was a lot of discussion. But the one thing that ran constant throughout all the discussions that we had with different ball clubs was that they had basically the same list of our players that they wanted. And so it told us that our evaluation of those guys was right on with how other teams viewed them.
Nolan, when you're on the mound, for instance, like Tommy is tonight, without your best stuff and without your best command, what are the kind of things you try to do to get it back? Is there anything you can do, or is it just a helpless feeling?
Well, usually with me it was a delivery problem, so I really tried to slow my delivery down and try to. I had checkpoints in it and tried to recapture it if I could, and tried to keep the ball down. There's those nights that you don't have good stuff, and you try to keep the ball down, and then try to throw your other pitches, your secondary pitches, and hopefully you can keep the hitters off balance, because you notice tonight they're jumping all over his fastball, and he doesn't have a good fastball.
Exactly.
Hey, Nolan, with Mike Maddox doing what he's been doing, the way he's communicated, could that have gone any better? You got to be real happy with how your pitching coach is.
I tell you what, Josh, I couldn't be happier with it. We knew Mike was the guy we wanted, and we had high expectations, but I think he certainly has surpassed any expectations we've had, and I think that credit to Mike is how the players have responded to him, and they've bought into his theory on pitching, and I think that it's been throughout the ball club, the whole pitching staff, and so we're thrilled with it.
Well, we were remarking the other night when Scott Feldman had that rare misstep. I mean, it dawned on us that it's nice we don't see Mike a lot. You know, I mean, he's not out there talking to guys in the second, third inning a lot this year, and that's really a welcome change.
It really is, and you know, they've thrown strikes and they've gotten ahead in the count and they've worked faster. It's just a lot of things that I think has helped the tempo of the game. Our games are shorter, and I think it's been easier on our position players too. And so I think it's had a very, very positive effect on the entire ball club.
Defensively, it's remarkable. 105 unearned runs last year. It's been 26 this year. Gutierrez a wave and a miss.
It's incredible how much improvement there has been, and we're doing it with basically the same guys.
Nolan, how about, you've talked about getting the pitchers to pitch deeper into games and having the program spread through the minor leagues. How's that going in the minor leagues?
Well, I think it's gone well. You know, where you probably see the biggest difference in it is in the AA and AAA levels, because with our young kids, we really didn't expand them as much as we did the AA and AAA kids because of the fact that if they're 18, 19 years old, we don't want to put them in a position that we may overwork them as far as what they're not accustomed to. And so it's a gradual deal, but I think it's gone well.
Good.
Visiting with the team president, Nolan Ryan, here in the top of the fourth inning. Seattle with a couple men on. And a 5-0 lead. The 1-2 pitch is fouled back towards the crowd. And mentioning the word crowd, Nolan, is a segue a little bit. The attendance is up. Interest is up. And I guess more than anything, that's got to make the president of the ball club happy.
Well, we're very pleased with what we've seen. Overall attendance is up. But what we're seeing is about a 9% increase in the in-house crowd. And so that tells you that fans are wanting to see us play this year. They're coming out to the games, where last year tickets may have been sold, but you had more no-shows. So we feel real good about the in-house attendance and then the overall attendance.
And the fan experience, obviously, too. You're getting good reviews about, even when the game is a clunker, people are still having a good time.
Yeah, I think so. I think that Rob Matwick and his crew have done a really good job of making it as pleasant an experience for the fans when they come in, from the parking lot attendants, the ushers, the concessionaires, all the way through.
2 on, 2 out, the 2-2 pitch, and Tommy Hunter is out of the inning. Showing off for the boss a little bit. Nolan, thank you very much. Continued success.
Enjoyed the visit.
As always, thank you. 5-0 Seattle as we go to the bottom of inning 4 at the ballpark tonight. Hank Blaylock takes, and the bottom of the fourth is underway. It's 5-0 Seattle as we answer the Aflac trivia question real quick. Rangers Hall of Famer who said, I wasn't born in Texas, but I got here as soon as I could. That would be the Galesburg, Illinois native Jim Sundberg in that inaugural Ranger Hall of Fame class of 2003. Sonny was on the field tonight along with Tom Grieve and many other luminaries. Ruben Sierra and Toby Harrah were inducted tonight. Blaylock down on strikes. Felix Hernandez suddenly has set down 5 straight since he had to deal with the bases loaded in the second inning.
First strikeout for Hernandez. He's walked 3. Came into the game with 139. That's 140 for him now. 4th in the league in strikeouts. Last start against the Rangers was back on July 9th. Pitched a nice game in Seattle. 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 run.
Matched up against Tommy Hunter again. Nelly Cruz unloads. There it goes. Way out of here.
That's got a chance to be about 475 feet right there. I think Canseco's was 475. Not sure where that hit, but if that went in the concourse, that might be about 480 feet. That's got to be as long as one's been hit here.
That is certainly not wind aided too. That's just Nelly Cruz recreating what he did in St. Louis at the Home Run Derby.
Well, they hit a ball in St. Louis where they hadn't hit one yet. And there haven't been many hit where he just hit that one either.
Now Hamilton dribbles it over towards first. A low throw, and Felix Hernandez made a great play to go down and get it. Josh is out. Fans are still buzzing about the Nelly Cruz home run. The one that Canseco hit the first year the ballpark opened, 480 officially. And that still is his second longest ever. Yeah, I'm with you.
You can't tell where it hit on the bullpen wall. Canseco's hit about 3/4 of the way up on the bullpen wall. It's tough to tell exactly where that ball hit.
That one almost made it up to the plaza, and that would have been something.
Yeah, I don't think there's been one. In fact, I know there hasn't been in a game one hit up in the plaza. I saw Mike Piazza during the All-Star batting practice hit one up there.
Now Saltalamacchia driving it to right field, but Ichiro is going to make that play to end the inning. Nelly Cruz hit number 25, and it was a bomb to get the Rangers on the board. It's 5-1. Insurance, where 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. And by AT TEX. Switch to the nation's fastest 3G network. AT TEX, your world delivered. Well, Ranger fans had something to shout about. A long Nelly Cruz home run. We're still awaiting the distance. We'll find out exactly how far that one flew.
Yeah, the question's going to be if anyone was able to see where that hit on the back wall. It'd be pretty easy to come up with a distance if you knew where it hit.
I'm sure that is a press box discussion right now. Jack Hanahan will take from Tommy Hunter. Tommy trying to jump back to where he needs to be. Gave up a 3-run homer to Griffey in the first. Gave up a couple runs in the third.
And the big thing Tommy's trying to do right now too is get an inning or two more to keep the bullpen from having to pitch excess innings. Good changeup right there. A fastball. Sorry.
Tommy lasted 6 innings against the Mariners a few weeks ago. And that was a 4-hit shutout through 6.
Josh, I bumped into Tracy Seiler again.
Banana bread.
You'll remember her.
We got the banana bread.
The young lady that brought us a huge batch of banana bread. Well, she did it again. Tracy, thank you very much for that. Your banana bread has been a big hit up here in the booth.
That one's inside. The command just isn't there for Tommy Hunter tonight.
And I saw Kay James from Irving at the luncheon the other day, and she said she was going to send us some pralines, and she did. She promised them, and she's delivered today. Thank you very much, Kay.
Jack Wilson hit into a fielder's choice last time up. A 9-year Pittsburgh Pirate. He was kind of their Michael Young. And imagine if the Rangers, were hopelessly out of it and just decided to trade Michael Young, the uproar that would be going on here. The difference is, I guess, Wilson had been rumored to be dealt somewhere for a while. But still not the thing that the Pittsburgh Pirate fans wanted to see was Jack Wilson heading out. Oh, we've got the home run distance, by the way, for Nelly Cruz. 458.
Must not have hit high up on the wall then. But 458 is nothing to sneeze at, that's for sure.
4th longest in the history of the ballpark. And one gets the sense that before Nelly Cruz is done as a Ranger, he will fight his way among the top 3 with one of them, or 2 of them. Great jump. Tommy Hunter is told to step off and fire. And they got him at second base. Everybody was yelling at Tommy. The fans started yelling, throw it. He's going.
That would have been, if he pitched that ball, that would have been the greatest jump. He might have kept going to third. That's an early lead and a big jump right there.
Now Wilson sends one into left. David Murphy coming on, and he can't get it. Kind of laying back on it as it turned out. And Wilson towards second base. He ends up there. Wow, on a little loop shot in front of Murphy. That goes as a double. So there's a runner at second for Seattle after all. That's obviously a case of Murphy not thinking that Wilson's going to try that. He seemed very surprised. Ryan Langer hands the batter. He went crashing into the wall earlier tonight to rob David Murphy. We saw him do that here as an Atlanta Brave, too, a couple years ago. Hunter ahead of Langerhans, 0-2. Speaking of his former team, the Braves, they had a great effort from Derek Lowe today, and the Braves beat the Dodgers 4-3. But the rain having moved out, there's a beautiful sky out behind that right field wall now. Kind of a swirl of pink and white up against that blue, fading blue. That's high to Langerhans, 1-2. And a crowd of 25 or 30,000 here tonight. Seattle spoiling the party so far. It is 5-1. Ooh, close but no. Now he is down on strikes.
Got him on 3 changeups in that at bat.
Tommy's at 100 pitches now.
He gets another out. It'll probably be it for him, but he'll at least get through 5 innings. That changeup was the one he was trying to get Griffey with. Griffey had swung at 2 slow pitches. Then he couldn't get the next one over. He ended up throwing it for a wild pitch, and then Griffey hit a home run.
And again, the way the night opened up, he got that comebacker from Ichiro, but he just couldn't hold it. Ichiro reached, Lopez walked, Griffey hit the homer. Folks, your kid can be a Dryers honorary bat kid prior to a Saturday Ranger game. Dryers bat kids visit the field during batting practice and they get tickets to the game. Kids aged 6 to 14 can register at participating Metroplex 7-Elevens. For more information, go to TexasRangers.com. High fly ball from Rob Johnson. Should be the inning. It is the inning. Mariners 5 and the Rangers 1. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Official sponsor of the timeout, and by the Ford F-150. It's not just a pickup truck, it's a Ford F-150. Felix Hernandez has given up a long homer to Nelly Cruz, but not much more than that. It is 5-1 at the ballpark tonight. The Rangers have won 5 of 6 and 10 of 12. They've got to find a way to get to King Felix. 9-1-2 in the order. Andrews, Vizquel, and Young. We'll be chatting with Evan Grant in this inning. He'll be part of our Rangers Live post-game coverage tonight. Hopefully talking about a Ranger comeback, but got to get Felix Hernandez first, Ev. And what's the prognosis?
Didn't have a real good opportunity to do that against him in July when they faced him. It's a little bit wild tonight. The Rangers had an opportunity with the bases loaded and 2 outs, but against Felix, I don't know how much of an opportunity that truly is. So if they can get him out of the game a little bit early tonight because of the pitch count, maybe they've got a chance at a comeback.
There we go. Elvis Andrews still has his second walk of the night. And, we've talked about it off and on, but this is a guy, 20 years old. He'll be 21 this month. And really getting the hang of this working the count thing pretty well.
Well, and I think he's getting some direction more than some other guys are. I think Ron Washington is, for lack of a better term, not putting the take sign on, but instructing him to take more pitches. And to Elvis's credit, he's a rookie. He's not making decisions on his own. He's listening to what the manager and folks are telling him. That is his role in the 9 spot.
It's always fun when Elvis is followed in the batting order by Omar Vizquel, the youngest player in the league, followed by the oldest player in the league, and they get along so well.
Well, there's no it's like a father-son kind of thing, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Evan, you just got to go through the trade deadline. Tell us why that's your favorite time of year.
It is second only to like National Signing Day, the time leading up to that. It's just become a cottage industry, and I think that we in the media are as guilty as anybody of turning the trade deadline into something of a circus. We haven't reported with a whole lot of accuracy on the daily doings of GMs and teams and things like that. And I think it's become all about the rumors, and people certainly love to eat the rumors up. But I do think that from the journalist side, we owe people a little bit more accuracy.
Tag as a GM, when you were a GM, I mean, I'm sure you had reporters calling you every once in a while, but you would get those pink while you were out slips left by the secretary, right? I mean,
yeah, we didn't have cell phones back then, but from a general manager's standpoint, you don't want any of the rumors to get out. It's impossible for them not to, but I mean, your goal is for no one to know anything that you're talking about because.
Oh, line shot. That's too bad. Vizquel right to Brandon. That's a double play.
You don't want your players seeing their names printed, talked about, like you're trying to trade them or you might have them in a deal, but it's impossible. And if you start to clarify with the media which things aren't true, and then you don't say anything about another one, you pretty much tell them what's going on. So I just tried not to talk about it as much as I could. You can't avoid the speculation and the rumors unless you're going to tell everything that you're talking about, and you just don't feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah, I think GMs are in a no-win situation too, and I think we also, because of the instant grading of trades, I think that GMs are much more under the gun in terms of how is the trade going to be viewed immediately.
Michael Young fires away, sends it to right. Well, Evan, it was nice having you.
Hey, you guys have some parting gifts for me?
Right Cerrone, the San Francisco trip.
Yeah. A nice pat on the back, buddy.
And a punch in the arm.
Oh,
we love you, buddy.
It's always good. Always good.
That's from us to you. 3-run homer to Ken Griffey Jr. in the first and 2 more runs in the third. And now our Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen as we get to the 6th inning. Warner Madrigal will take over. And will have to face the top of the Seattle lineup as well. I guess you can say that Tommy Hunter was simply due to have something that wasn't completely sparkly at some point. And again, that first inning was really the one rocky inning. 30-odd pitches to get through it. Really wasn't that bad after that, but the damage had already been done.
Yeah, and the damage started with that one hopper back to the mound. If Tommy was able to make that play and looked like he had a chance to make it, it just glanced off his glove, then maybe that whole inning is different. Who knows? Maybe the start's a little bit different. But Tommy's been pitching some terrific baseball, and at least he battled through 5 innings, got a shutout 4th and a shutout 5th, threw 100 pitches. And by getting through the 5th, at least you saved that couple of extra innings that the bullpen might have been asked to pitch. So it wasn't an outing where Tommy had his best stuff, but as Nolan said, he'll battle till you take the ball out of his hand, and you like to see that.
Ichiro takes up an outside. The Angels continue to win ball games. They're pouring it on at Minnesota tonight, 11-4 in the 6th inning. No way that's a hit, but it is. The magic of Ichiro.
I'm not even going to call it a hit. I'm going to call that an Ichiro.
Well, he gets about 120 Ichiros a year and about 130 hits a year. Add it all up, and he will lead the league in hitting again.
First baseman Russell Pregame.
That's pretty remarkable right there. Time called. There's an incredible moron loose on the field, and they're going to take him off to jail.
Yeah, he's going to get a laugh, and then he's going to spend the night in jail. It's going to cost him about $2,500. And when he wakes up from the drunken stupor that he's in right now, he's going to realize that it wasn't a real smart thing to do.
So our thoughts on this subject are pretty well known.
Yep. Thank you very much. Good night.
Well, added 2 minutes to the ball game tonight. And he's going to be about $5 grand lighter in the wallet and have the entire weekend in jail.
Yeah, and I hope the bet from his friends in the stands was enough to cover the fine that he's going to have to pay or the bail to get him out of jail. Actually, I hope it's not. I hope he doesn't get out of jail. Wow. He spends the night there. Now, if we were ahead 5-1, I'd probably feel a little bit better, but I'm not feeling too good right now.
Now, Russell Branyan. And a 1-0 count to him. Well, I mentioned the Angels now 11-4 over Minnesota. Kendry Morales has hit home run number 21. A great year that they were hoping he would have. He is absolutely having. Red Sox have opened up a 4-0 lead on Baltimore now. Euclid and Pedroia, the home runs. That's the team the Rangers are trying to catch for the wild card if it comes to that.
You know, if you stood 20 feet away from both hits that Ichiro has in this game and put your hands behind your back and let them hit you right in the face, you'd like brush them off like mosquitoes.
You just can't let it go, can you?
He's got 2 hits. It's the guy's amazing.
Now, if anybody makes a run at a 400 batting average, he's going. And another shattered bat. That's second time that Brandon's done that. This time it goes right to the feet of Vizquel as the ball ends up with Hamilton.
Brandon didn't get quite the distance on that one that he did the first one, but it was close.
Well, let's see. There's been one that's ended up, I'm just trying to do the math here. That was probably about 110 feet. The other one was probably about 140. 250 feet worth of broken bats from Brandon tonight. Give Omar some credit. He's kind of stood his ground.
Got to be able to judge that flying bat. You don't want to misjudge a flying bat.
Jose Lopez on base twice tonight. Tigers lead the Indians 2-1 in the ninth. White Sox beat the Yankees today handily 14-4. Two straight pitches that ended up in the same general area, same result. Rays beat the Royals today 7-1. The former Rice Owl Jeff Neiman is up to a 10-win season. Tampa Bay is still in the thick of it too. They're 10 games over. National League, what's left of the Pirates taking it to the Nationals tonight 11-4. They're going obviously with all young talent now. Andrew McCutchen, 3 home runs tonight.
Wow.
Some of that young talent. A 22-year-old. Yeah, 3 home run night for him. That doubles his total for the year. He came in with 3, now he's got 6.
I thought you meant he had 1.5. That was twice as many as he had.
No, 3 times 2 is 6. Ichiro goes, good jump. Lopez into the right field corner. And Ichiro's coming around. Lopez on his way to second base. It is now 6-1 Seattle. Well, Lopez has been a ridiculously tough out in this series.
It's a high fastball, but maybe not quite as high as Saltalamacchia was asking for. But in any event, still a nice job of hitting by Lopez. He hit that ball pretty much exactly where he was trying to hit it. He waited on it, got on top of it, went the other way with an outside pitch. Pretty nice job.
Ken Griffey Jr. with a double and a home run tonight. In the twilight of his Hall of Fame career, he'll take a strike on the outside corner. Griffey's from the same hometown as Stan Musial and shares the same birth date with Stan Musial, November 21st. Denora, Pennsylvania, where he was born. Blaylock will take it to the bag. Second time that Griffey's been out tonight. Ken Griffey Jr. had the 1987 first-round draft order been National League, American League instead of American League, National League. Ken Griffey Jr. is a Pittsburgh Pirate to start his career. And Seattle would have been taking either Mike Harkey or Mark Merchant at that point. The Mariners went first because back then it was AL, NL. It alternated every year. Whoever had the worst record the year before, they would get the first pick the next year. A pretty good year to have the #1 pick. That's a strike to Gutierrez. With Lopez now at third, 6-1 Seattle. Tomorrow night, a 7:05 first pitch. Scott Feldman instead of Kevin Millwood, we're told. Millwood hoping to pitch Monday in Oakland. Rangers going on a long road trip starting on Monday. On the ground towards Elvis Andrus. He's got it. To end things in the top of the sixth, it is 6-1 Seattle here in Arlington tonight. Time for the Sonic Slam inning, brought to you by Sonic. Jackpot worth $400 plus tickets to a Ranger game and dinner for two at Sonic. Good luck to Ronald Glidewell of Lancaster. If a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, we're giving away $25,000. You can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. David Murphy gets it going. Bird and Blaylock to follow. It has been Felix Hernandez's night tonight, even though he has not really had pinpoint control. He's held the Rangers to 3 hits, 2 of them from Nelly Cruz, one that traveled about 460 feet off his bat. That's the lone run for the Rangers tonight, the homer by Cruz. Again, the Angels are of no help. They're leading in Minnesota 11-5 in the 8th inning tonight. Felix Hernandez, an all-star, had a 1-2-3 inning in that game, including retiring Albert Pujols. The hometown hero. Murphy gets into one, sends it to right. Ichiro near the track will line it up and make the catch. He's got his own very unique style when he sets up to make that catch out there, too.
He never just catches the ball. He's got a flair. It's almost like he's having a little game with himself to make it interesting for the fans to watch it.
A showman.
He's a showman, exactly.
You watch him during pitching changes. He'll play catch with the other outfielder. Sometimes he'll throw the ball high enough to scrape a low-flying blimp. And sometimes he'll catch a return throws behind his back. Someone's always watching, and Ichiro's aware of that.
He definitely puts on a show for the fans, and that's a great thing.
But not in like an over-the-top way, though. You know,
no, I don't look at Ichiro as a hot dog.
No.
Or, you know, someone that's, you know, the players will scream, put a little mustard on him. He's not like that at all. He just plays with a flair that's fun to watch. I think it's fun to watch for the fans. It's fun to watch for his teammates and his opponents. He's just got a lot of energy, and it's all positive.
The reporters still follow him everywhere. And his at-bats are shown on the big screens in Tokyo. And sometimes it's overkill. I think we've told this story before. A few summers ago, Ichiro spent an off day working out in Seattle. And his agent received a frantic phone call from a Japanese reporter needing details, and the agent reported he was asked the following questions. Number 1, do you know how long he was in the shower after his workout? Number 2, do you know if he used hot water, cold water, or a mixture of the two? Because inquiring minds want to know.
Wow. That's some in-depth reporting right there.
Foul by Marlon Byrd up into the crowd. Seattle's got 10 hits tonight. The Rangers only 3. Last time it was Hernandez against Hunter. It was scoreless into the 6th inning. Byrd with a fair ball right inside the bag at third. That's a career best 32 doubles for Marlon. Langerhans had to go into the corner to get it after it passed right over the chalk and rattled around. Now one big swing from Hank Blaylock will get the Rangers back in it. And if he doesn't do it, you got Nelly Cruz on deck. Looks like Seattle's bullpen will stir. Hernandez up over 80 pitches for the night. On the ground, second base. Lopez staggers but makes the play. Well, Nelson Cruz last time hit one 458 feet. Hernandez has first base open here. It can be, I'm sure, a little bit careful, but Josh Hamilton is the batter after Nelson Cruz. Staying away from Nelly. Now going and getting him 1-1. The home run that Nelson hit in the 4th inning was his team leading 25th of the year. Talk about a no doubt about it shot. The Rangers have won 8 of their last 9 here at home. That only loss, a 13-5 drubbing at the hands of the Tigers. Wave and a miss, 2-2. Again, the Rangers at a high water mark overall, 15 games over 500. Nelson tags it into center. He is 3 for 3.
Well, that's a couple of ropes right there. Felix Hernandez, one of the toughest guys in baseball to hit. Nelly's hit 3 shots against him tonight. Hard ground ball to left, line shot to center, and the home run you just saw. Probably not a great spot for Nelly right there. I mean, it's a great spot for him, not a great spot for the pitcher. Well,
you put in the call earlier for Josh Hamilton. I'm going to do it right here.
Good.
on the ground instead, second base. Seeing it with my heart. Felix Hernandez is off the mound with a 6-2 lead at the end of 6. Seventh inning, Warner Madrigal was on last inning on a relief of Tommy Hunter, and they'll let Warner keep having at these Mariners right here. Again, the Rangers and Mariners play one more time tomorrow night when the Rangers hit the road for, boy, it seems like forever. It's their last chance to see the Rangers until August 14th. So do try and come on out tomorrow night, 7:05 first pitch. When the Rangers get back in town, it'll be the Red Sox coming in head-to-head for that wild card. Rangers and Red Sox. But between now and then, 4 games in Oakland, 3 head-to-head with the Angels. Everybody looking forward to that. Then a day off in Cleveland. Everybody's looking forward to that. And then 3 games against the Indians. And next homestand, 3 against the Red Sox, 4 against the Minnesota Twins. Fouled back this way by Jack Hanahan. And Hanahan to be followed by Wilson and Langerhans here in the 7th inning. You saw Hanahan earlier this year with the Oakland A's. We'll try to get to some emails before we're done tonight. FoxSports.com is how to get in touch. The keyword email Rangers. A lot of nice comments about the pregame ceremony tonight, and rightfully so.
Good. I thought it went great.
Toby Harrah and Ruben Sierra, the newest inductees into the Ranger Hall of Fame. Fly ball. Andrews back. Marlon Byrd is on. 1 down. We go to Jim Knox.
Thank you, Josh. Here's another familiar face. Former Ranger pitcher Bobby Witt on hand. 104 career wins for the Texas Rangers. How nice is it for you to come back Hall of Fame weekend?
Oh, it's a great experience. Just to be able to come back, see a lot of the guys. And today was a special day for me because I played with Toby and also had him as a manager when he was managing here at the big league level. And I was sent down At one point, he was the manager in AAA. So, I mean, to see him, and then also Ruben. I mean, I was with Ruben. We started out in '85 together. We got traded together at Oakland. So we spent a lot of time together, and I was very, very happy to see both those guys today.
Fill us in. What are you up to nowadays?
I'm actually an agent. I'm working for a company called Octagon, a company that has been around for quite a few years. We used to be CSNG, and we were acquired in November, but I've been doing that for about 8 years now.
All right, Bobby, good to see you, and best of luck. Appreciate it. Thank you, Josh.
Great to have all those guys back, and always nice to see Bobby Witt. Hard thrower with a tendency towards the wild side.
Yeah, it's hard when you're around guys not to have favorites, and we've had so many great guys come through here. You have a lot of favorites, but Bobby's right up there at the top. What a great kid he is. And to me, he still is a kid. He's probably not a kid to his kids anymore, but, or in fact, probably never was a kid to his kids.
I would say that's probably accurate, yeah.
You think that's accurate?
I'm guessing. Third pick overall in the 1985 draft. Ahead of two Barrys, Barry Larkin and Barry Bonds.
Yeah, Bobby literally would throw 200 pitches if you left him out there every game. He'd throw it till his arm fell off.
Down the left field line, Jack Wilson drops it in. And for the second time, he's steamrolling into second base, having just kind of plopped one in front of Murphy.
Left fielder Ryan.
All right, here's some emails, and Tag, you and I are now being blamed for Josh Hamilton's slump because we're putting in the call. If we just leave him alone, he'd bust out, says Ranger fan Rob.
Okay, so we'll take your advice then.
We'll put in calls.
Because anything that might work, I'll try. So I'm going to try that.
All right.
I'm going to take his advice.
Madrigal can't get it. Elvis Andrews can, but no place to throw. Ryan Langerhans is on. And it's now first and third. Jason Grilly getting ready in the Ranger pen. Also had a couple of emails, Tag, suggesting we try to import some of that rally flan from Anaheim because
that was working pretty good back then. I haven't seen any around here.
Can't just go down the street and pick up some flan?
No, but that stuff was out of the refrigerator for so long. It really wasn't too tasty by the end of that night, but it did work a pretty good bit of good luck that night for us.
A couple of emailers wondering about the longest home runs that we have seen hit, and quite a few, Tag, are kind of staying with what you were talking about, mentioning Mike Piazza in the All-Star Game batting practice home run.
I think I'm not sure what the longest one is. Who knows? But I would guess Frank Howard hit it. And I don't even know which one it was. Maybe one of the ones that hit in the upper deck at RFK Stadium. But the longest one that comes to mind in recent memory to me is the one that Josh hit on top of the batter's eye here. And then it was either Cleveland or maybe Baltimore. Might have been Cleveland, the one he hit over the batter's eye in one of those cities. Those, I mean, I don't know how far they went. The one that he hit on top of the batter's eye here, it wasn't in a game, it was in batting practice.
Still pretty majestic and fun to watch.
It had to be 500 feet. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones.
Infield a double play depth here for Rob Johnson. We'll check his swing and take inside.
One of the longest ones in a game was the one that Alex hit in Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, that went all the way to the base of the wall in the tunnel down toward the left field line.
The 2-1. I remember the shortest one I've ever seen, at least at this ballpark, right down the line at the very bottom of that foul pole into the wedgie. I think it was Jose Valentin. Kind of hit that.
That is the shortest one you can hit here.
Yeah, I mean, it literally hit that triangle right above the 325.
Probably was a tape measure shot compared to the one Big Papi hit in Boston, though,
yeah, that's
in
true.
The same exact spot in their ball, the corresponding spot in their ballpark.
Runner was on the move there, now coming back to count 3-2. Yeah, that was against the Rangers. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Valentine. That I forget what that triangle is called. It's been forever since I've been in geometry class, but it's not an isosceles, but it's definitely a triangle. That one's down. Boy, you walk the number 9 hitter, and now you got to deal with Ichiro. Or if you're Warner Madrigal, maybe you don't. But Jason Grilly's going to have to. Well, they brought Madrigal back up from AAA, and it had been going very well for him at AAA. But he's been struggling with his command since he's been back here. Ron Washington takes the baseball. We'll see if Jason Grilly can work some magic. 6-2 our score, and back in just a moment.
Thank you to the fans that voted on this award. To be up here with these guys is, for a guy with as little talent as I had, thank you to the fans that voted on this award. To be up here with these guys is, for a guy with as little talent as I had, to be here is, I don't know how to explain it, it's extremely special. Thank you so much.
The Rangers' career leader in wins, Charlie Huff. 11 years wearing that familiar number 49, and now the guy currently wearing number 49 will get out there on the mound. Jason Grilly has got a very tough assignment here. Bases loaded, Ichiro up, only one out. Ichiro's only hit in a one double play all year in about 420 at bats. The infield is in.
Infield's in to take the infield single away from Ichiro in this situation. Oh, and as well as to try to get the runner at the plate.
Yeah. That's a big time swing from Ichiro.
High heat right there. Ichiro wasn't going for the infield hit right there.
Now, in batting practice, we've seen Ichiro go 5, 6, 7 swings in a row and launch him into the seats. So he does have power. He's also got a good arm out there in right field. We've seen that tonight. Our Coors Light freeze cam. This was in the bottom of the first. Now the 0-2 to Ichiro. Got him swinging.
Oh, he just blew him away. 3 straight fastballs. Bases loaded. See you later. Nothing fancy there.
You were saying just the other day, everything's pretty much 92 for Jason Grilly, and when he locates 92, he'll get his man.
Yep. Yeah, good movement on that pitch, too.
Now he's got to get Branyan, who leads the Mariners with 24 home runs. 6 runs on a dozen hits for Seattle, 2 runs on 5 hits for the Rangers. Seattle's already stranded 8 tonight, really trying to make it 11. Wave and a miss. Stolen away from the Colorado Rockies. Jason Grilli. Brandon pops it way up there. Elvis Andrews, long way to come. He's got it. Grilli's out of the inning.
Nice job.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Bottom of the 7th, here is your game summary as Garrett Saltalamacchia bats. Ken Griffey Jr. has had a big night tonight. That 3-run home run number 622 in his Hall of Fame career. Nelly Cruz has been Mr. Everything for the Rangers tonight. Long a home run for Nelly. But Felix Hernandez has neutralized the rest of the Rangers. Even though he has only thrown 50 strikes at this point compared to 42 balls. He's cruising right now, 6-2. You see, the Angels have won their game. They are just scoring a ton of runs, and they will not stop.
You know, we're asked to be among the voters for the Player of the Month award. And when we do that, you get a list of maybe the 30 players in the league who have had the best month, to give you a pretty good idea who the candidates are. And I was looking over that list today before the game. There are like 5 or 6 Angels in the list of candidates to be Player of the Month. Now, some of them were strong candidates, like Bobby Abreu, who's knocked in 28 runs this month. Others weren't quite so strong, but the point is, they've got a lot of guys going. You said it earlier in the broadcast. They've got a lot of guys going well right now.
Saltalamacchia sending Ichiro turning and playing it off the State Farm side. Salty on his way, head first into second with a double. Saltalamacchia is starting to come on now. Down the middle, and Salty knew what to do with it. Look out. Wow. That ends up being a bunt that goes, I would say, 25 rows back as Elvis was just trying to get out of the way.
I'm just glad it hit the bat, not him.
And now this one does hit Elvis Andrus.
The fans are upset, but that ball was a curveball, so there's no intent there. And certainly in a 6-2 game, Hernandez is just trying to get people out. He just doesn't have good stuff tonight. We've seen him at his best. We've seen him when he hasn't been very good at all. Tonight he's okay. That's a fastball. That's dangerous there. That got away from him, and this is a curveball just kind of slipped out of his hand. He'll take the base runner, and that's the kind of pitch that's not going to hurt.
Now Vizquel, and a throw down to second base. Saltalamacchia safe.
Boy, be careful.
Rob Johnson has a knack for exactly that, and he almost got Salty. Good thing Saltalamacchia's got long arms.
Good thing that ball bounced, too. Salty saw Omar bunting and was just trying to get a good jump to get to third base. We talked about Hernandez being 4th in the league in strikeouts, but tonight he's only had 1 strikeout. But still pitching a good game. 2 runs, 6 hits into the 7th inning. Without what you would call his best stuff, for sure.
I would think the prevailing thought is that Felix Hernandez at about 70% of what he's capable of is better than their middle relievers at 100%. And their bullpen has been quiet. Vizquel takes. It's 3-1. Michael Young on deck. Home plate umpire Darrell Cousins actually just waved 2 fingers.
Well, they've got 3-1 on the
scoreboard. Right. I think ours is right at 2-2. We're soon going to find out. Omar wasn't. Nobody knows. Now Vizquel is at first. Saltalamacchia is going to be tagged out at third. There, I mean,
that's a double play right there. You can't run on strike 3 with men on first and second. Omar's out the minute he swung and missed at the ball.
And I wonder if there was some confusion about the count. That definitely was 2-2. That was swing and a miss, strike 3.
Yeah, I don't know if there was or not. I mean, Omar saw the ball go by the catcher. I mean, Elvis saw the ball go by the catcher, so he went to second. I'm not sure if Salty saw the ball get by the catcher or not. It just dribbles through the umpire's legs, and if you're at second base, you've got the catcher and the umpire, and they might have blocked the ball. So I don't know that Salty saw the ball get by the catcher. Elvis had a different angle and did. And boy, that's a big turn of events right there to go from 2-2 with 2 men on and nobody out to a swing and a miss, throw him out, double play.
On a night where Hernandez has not been striking guys out. 2 kind of odd double plays for Vizquel his last 2 trips to the plate. Michael Young is 1 for 3 tonight. That one was a single, so he will stay behind Ruben Sierra on the all-time list here, the Ford leaderboard. Michael Young, and there's Felix Hernandez defending himself and making the catch. Can't hit a ball harder than that.
Boy, that is an amazing inning right there.
A double by Saltalamacchia, a hit batsman, that line shot from Michael Young, and the Rangers get Zippo.
As Rusty's plaque reads, nicknamed the Red Baron, he was a perennial fan favorite who was best known for his countless number of diving catches in the outfield, one of the top clutch performers in Rangers history, driving in game-winning runs in the team's last at-bat 17 times. Named Rangers Rookie of the Year, 1994, drafted in the 10th round by the Rangers in 1990, and played his entire Major League career as a Texas Ranger.
Rusty Greer was on hand tonight, part of the Hall of Fame festivities. Toby Harrah ushered in, Ruben Sierra ushered in. Jason Jennings on the mound now. It is 6-2 Seattle in the 8th. The Mesquite native used to come watch Rusty play. Now it is Jason Jennings as a Ranger, his 37th game this year. Lopez sends one foul into this big crowd. On a night that the Angels have won and the Red Sox have won, the Rangers getting knocked around tonight, 6-2. Lopez tags one in the air left field. Well hit. Murphy at the wall. It is gone. Lopez had a home run yesterday and a double. Got a home run and a double tonight. This is a breakthrough night for Seattle. We mentioned it had been 10 days for them since they had even had 5 runs in a game. They had 5 by the 3rd inning tonight. Now they've got 7 total.
That's not the typical slider right there for Jason. That one stayed way up in the strike zone. Generally, they're much more down, much more away. That one was a pretty good pitch to hit, and Lopez did.
Griffey, a wave and a miss here. He's already banked a 3-run home run tonight. Now been 400 different big league pitchers to have allowed a home run to Griffey. I mentioned earlier the Red Sox with that 4-0 win over the Baltimore Orioles. Josh Beckett 13-4 with that win. Euclid and Pedroia hit the home runs to back Beckett tonight. Your Jack in the Box wild card standings now. The Sox up by 2. Another foul from Griffey. Cleveland tied Detroit with 1 in the 9th, but now the Tigers with 2 in the 12th to lead 4-2 in Cleveland. A's lead Toronto 4-3 in the 4th inning. White Sox overpowered the Yankees today 14-4. A pair of 6-run innings for Chicago. The Rays all over the Royals 7-1. We mentioned the Angels beat the Twins 11-6. Griffey with a base hit into right by his former teammate and good buddy Omar Vizquel.
Good night for Griffey. A home run, a double, and a well-hit single.
Triple away from the cycle. Franklin Gutierrez will come to the plate. Over in the National League, the Cubs lead the Marlins 8-5. That game is in the 9th. Cubs in the thick of a great race in that NL Central. Giants lead the Phillies 1-0 in the 6th tonight. Cliff Lee made his Phillies debut last night in San Francisco as a Philly. Boy, he was great. As advertised. Rockies beat the Reds 6-2. Cincinnati hung in there for a while this year, but now they're 13 games under 500. They just traded Jerry Hairston Jr. to the Yankees, too. One of those deadline deals that kind of snuck in under the radar. And Edinson Volquez is going to have elbow surgery on Monday.
Boy.
So it's not been a great couple of weeks for Cincinnati.
And Edinson has been out most of the season. And if this is Tommy John surgery, this will put him out for all of next season, too.
Yeah, it says it's not immediately clear if it'll be that Tommy John surgery or not, but Volquez has made only 9 starts all year. That was the Josh Hamilton trade. Rip and a miss, 2-2. Volquez was an all-star last year. Won 17 games. Boy, still looking for an out. Been 15 pitches already from Jennings. And a lot of time in between them. Tough part of the order, though. Lopez, Griffey, Gutierrez. That ball chipped in the air to right. And Josh Hamilton's got it. Braves beat the Dodgers today 4-3. And the Pirates over Washington 11-6. The rookie Andrew McCutchen 3 home runs. Mets over the Diamondbacks 9-6. They had some home run hitters on that Arizona team. Justin Upton hit number 20 tonight. Mark Reynolds hit number 30. Cardinals beat the Astros 3-1. Matt Holliday, a pair of home runs for St. Louis. Nice pickup, huh? That's the difference in the game. There's 2 solo home runs.
Yeah, that was a big pickup for them. They needed someone to bat behind Albert Pujols. They're at least in the middle of the order with Albert Pujols. Not sure exactly if he's batted behind him every game or not, but one more big bat in their lineup was something they badly needed.
Well, about 10 years ago when it was Mark McGwire, they had guys like Ray Langford and Bernard Gilkey kind of flanking McGwire. There's a base hit in the right by Jack Hanahan. He's been on base 4 times tonight. Holliday is hitting better than 600 since he's gotten to St. Louis. So he's going to cool off at some point, but right now they're digging him. Chris Carpenter won his 10th in that game today for St. Louis. Jack Wilson traded over along with Ian Snell, takes a strike. We're going to see Ian Snell tomorrow. Made 1 start as a Pirate against the Ranger. That was a complete game shutout a few years ago. A drive to right center. That ball kind of taken off a bit, but there's Hamilton. And he's got another one. Talking about Griffey and Vizquel and how well they always got along. Longtime teammates in Seattle, 2 very charismatic players. Now Griffey's got a 16-year-old son. Now Vizquel's got a 13-year-old son. And both guys getting towards the end of brilliant careers. Down too low to Langerhans.
Well, something that attacks a bullpen. The Tigers and the Indians played 13 innings last night. They're playing 12 at least tonight.
Yeah. That one is in the bottom of the 12th now. Cleveland is threatening in the bottom of the 12th to tie that game. The Tigers had gone ahead 4-2. Well, the Rangers trying to stay within 3 in the West, but trailing 7-2 here tonight. Crowd of just under 30,000 turned out, 29,458. There was rain in the area right before the game, but it kind of moved to the south and then away. Pleasant night right now. We're in the mid-70s with the breeze kicking up. Lopez started this inning with a home run, his 15th of the year. And it's been a bit of a struggle from there for Jason Jennings. Now Jason is off the mound, strikes out Langerhans. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 7-2 Seattle. 13 and under. Get ice cream for just $1. Sponsored by our friends at Jack FM. Well, the Rangers trailing 7-2. And Mark Lowe's going to take over on the mound, the former UT Arlington Maverick. Houston native. And so is David Murphy. Another Houston native is going to take outside. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Felix Hernandez lasted 104 pitches tonight. Gave up 6 hits, 3 of those to Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, and I'd have to say tonight that Felix Hernandez showed what a tremendous young pitcher he is, that he could go out with something far from his best stuff. 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, yet still pitch a solid game. 7 innings, 6 hits, and 2 runs. That's just a great example of a pitcher going out there, not at his best, and figuring out a way how to get through 7 innings and do a good job. When you've got the kind of stuff he does, like a lot of young pitchers have, it's easy to go out there when everything's working and you have your best stuff. But can you do it when you don't? And I think that Hernandez did tonight.
The Rangers saw plenty of them last year. 37 innings of Felix Hernandez a year ago. They're probably going to see about that this year too.
We're on pace to see him 6 times this year too.
Murphy takes a look. Slider after the fastball, and he's out. Yeah, on the corner. The numbers on Mark Lowe, a 3.35 ERA. But thankfully, Seattle has stranded 13 tonight. But they've got a 7-2 lead. Got 15 hits in this game tonight. A little bit of a pattern emerging. The 3rd game for the Tigers.
Yeah.
Earlier in this homestand. I mean, they had been doing nothing offensively, then broke through in game 3. And Seattle, exact same story. Difference is there will be a game 4 of this series. Scott Feldman against Ian Snell tomorrow. Then it's on to the Bay Area. A 4-game series out there. Looks like typical awesome San Francisco / Oakland weather too. Tag about 72.
Sounds good.
High drive by Marlon Byrd. Didn't quite get all of it. Out number 2 in the inning. A couple emails tag about that wacky base running play in the 7th inning. Ranger fan Vernon says, wait a minute, I'm confused. If Vizquela's out by strikeout, isn't there an automatic timeout at that point? How can Salty be out at 3rd after a strikeout?
No, there is not an automatic timeout after a strikeout. The
play's not dead.
Ball's in play.
Yeah. Once Salty starts running.
Just like if someone's stealing on a 3-2 pitch or any kind of a 2-strike pitch and the batter strikes out, you don't have to go back to first base. So no, there's no rule like that.
Sadly.
But on the play when Omar ran to first base, there's no need to run because he's automatically out with less than 2 outs. Now with 2 outs it's different. Then the ball's in play and you can run. But with less than 2 outs and a man on first base, if you strike out, even if the catcher doesn't catch the ball, you can't run to first base. I don't know if that fooled Elvis at first base and not seeing Omar run made him feel like he had to run. I don't think so. I think he just had a good view of the ball getting by the catcher and broke for second.
Whereas
at least
Salty
that's
didn't.
the way it appeared. And
Yeah.
I just don't think Salty saw the ball. He couldn't tell where the ball was because he had the catcher and the umpire in his way. And when you're behind like that, you don't want to take any chance of being thrown out at third base. So it's probably a case of Elvis should have been a little bit more aware of what Salty was doing at second base instead of breaking blindly towards second base.
Yeah, because you have to be in concert with your other base runner, right?
Yeah, because you don't have to run on that play. And if the guy in front of you is not running, then you can't run either. I think Elvis just assumed that Salty saw the play the same way he did.
Blaylock gives one a ride towards center. And the Rangers go in order. On to the ninth. Mariners by 5. Change, introducing the all-new Fox Fantasy Football with more customizable features and new ways to play. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN. Join the next generation of fantasy football. Tom Green still reeling from his Super Bowl loss last year.
Yeah, I'm just starting to get over it.
In the RTVFL, the Rangers Television Football League. Dustin Nippert will take over here. And Dustin getting those 3 wins in short order right after the All-Star break. Gonna have one go right between the wickets here. Rob Johnson ends up singling.
I don't know how that ball missed him.
I'm trying to figure that out too. I mean, I know Dustin is kind of long and lean. He's spindly.
I could see him not catching it, but it sure looked like it was going to hit part of his body. No, right between the legs.
Johnson on base 3 times from the number 9 spot in the order. That's one more time than Ichiro has been on base tonight. Jason Jennings went 1 inning. Now Nippert being asked to pitch in here for the 9th. That was the 16th Seattle hit of the evening. Tommy Hunter started tonight, and it was the first time in a long time where Tommy just didn't have that command. And that rough first inning, Griffey ended up hitting a 3-run homer. Seemed to settle down in the second, but then a couple more runs came in the third. Then he kind of fought his way through the 4th and the 5th. Wearing the Saltalamacchia giveaway backpacks down in that section. First 7,500 kids into the ballpark got those tonight. Ichiro fouls another. A couple of updates from the scoreboard, out-of-town scoreboard. The Indians came close but couldn't quite get it done. After the Tigers got 2 in the top of the 12th inning, 1 in the bottom for Cleveland. Tigers win 4-3. Ichiro, this one deflected. This is crazy. Ichiro again reaches without the ball getting out of the infield.
He's got 3 infield hits. 2 of them have been one-hoppers back to the mound. That was hit a little bit harder than the one at Tommy, but a very similar kind of ball. It's going to go as a base hit.
17 hits for Seattle, and 3 of them kind of like this from Ichiro.
He's got 2 hits exactly alike, and then he's got the 2-mile-an-hour ground ball toward shortstop. That's a 3 for 6 night. 3 hits. He's scored a couple of runs. He's stolen a base and hasn't hit a ball, at least for a hit, out of the infield. Any balls he's hit out of the infield have been weak pop-ups to left field.
Russell Branyan has reached only because he got hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. The Marlins have scored 3 times in the bottom of the 9th and have tied the Cubs 8-8. It's hard not to see the Cardinals as the favorite in that division right now with all that they've acquired. But the Cubs are hanging right there. In fact, they're 2 better in the loss column than the Cardinals. But giving up 3 to the Marlins in the 9th, not really in the game plan. Branyan checks his swing. Yes, he did. One thunderclap for the Rangers tonight. The Nelson Cruz 458-foot home run. 4th longest in the history of this ballpark. Branyan up over top, 2-2. That's how I'm looking at the box score from the Angels-Twins game tonight. The Angels got 18 more hits in their 11-6 win. They're now 22 games over 500. Gary Matthews is coming on. 3 more hits tonight, drove in 3. 2 more hits for Sean Figgins. He's batting .313 now. Maicer Torres had 2 hits and 4 runs batted in. He's at .302. You mentioned Abreu earlier. He's up to .320. Juan Rivera's hitting .316. Kendry Morales .298. Mike Napoli had 3 hits tonight. He's at .293.
Yeah, they've got the best average in the league by over 12 points, and they've now scored more runs than any team in the league.
Brandon polished off. Lopez comes up next.
A couple of good change-ups that Dustin threw to Branyan, had him way out in front of him.
Lopez needing a triple for the cycle tonight. Same with the guy on deck, Ken Griffey Jr. That's not a triple.
That's a pretty double play if they turn it, though.
You bet. 5-4-3. 7-2 ball game. Rangers have one last shot when we come back. FordUS.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by the Ford F-150, it's not just a pickup truck, it's a Ford F-150. Oh, if anybody can give the Rangers a jolt, and they need it right now, trailing 7-2. Nelson Cruz is your man. He is 3 for 3 tonight. He has driven in both Ranger runs. One was a very long home run. His 25th of the year. Mark Lowe trying to bring it on in for Seattle, trying to get the Mariners to 54-50 for the year. If the Rangers can't rally here, this would be a rare loss of late here at home. It would be only their 4th in their last 17 games here in Arlington. Again, the two teams play tomorrow night at 7:05. Scott Feldman's been moved up in the rotation, but because he only lasted 2 1/3 in that most recent start, it's not like he's coming back a day early having thrown 100 pitches. Millwood hopes to make the start Monday in Oakland. Nelson Cruz down on strikes. That'll bring up Josh Hamilton. Well, in many respects, it was a successful and fun night tonight. Not so much with the score, obviously, right now, but the Hall of Fame inductees had a great time. And I know a lot of the Rangers alumni, yourself included, Mr. Grieve, had a good time of it tonight.
Yeah, I love the Hall of Fame weekend, the alumni weekend. See all the guys back here. It's a different cross-section of guys every time. It's really interesting to see the guys that decide to come back and how many of them want to be part of it. It's really nice. Rangers have done a great job encouraging that, making it possible.
Were there any new old guys? Did you get my drift? I mean,
yeah, I don't think there was anybody, at least I didn't see anybody that was here for the first time. I saw a lot of guys that you don't get a chance to see very often. And I was only down there. I had to get back up quickly, so I didn't get a chance to talk to everybody, but one of my former teammates, Rick Henniger, was here. You don't see Rick a lot. Rick was a pitcher in our organization with our ball club back in the early 70s, mid-70s.
Always great to see Frank Lucchese out there.
So Tommy Dunbar was here, Curtis Wilkerson. Curtis told a great story about Tommy Dunbar. So they were playing an A-ball. Tommy Dunbar was batting with a man on third base, and a pitcher threw a ball up and in. The ball almost hit Tommy, went back to the screen. The guy from third started to score.
Right.
The pitcher came in to cover home plate, and Tommy Dunbar decked him. He thought he was charging. He thought he threw the ball at him and charged him. I said, "What happened?" He said, "Well, they sent the runner back to third and kicked me out of the game." I can't imagine why.
1-2 the count to Hamilton. A lot of guys still in the area too, which is nice.
I saw Jeff Kunkel back here, George Wright, all sorts of guys were back here. It was great. Donald Harris was back here.
Line drive foul by Hamilton after peeling a bunch over to the left side. Finally turns on one.
And the guys from all different generations of Ranger teams too. Off the team from the mid to late 80s, early 90s, Gino Petralli, Bobby Witt, Jeff Russell were back.
Long at bat here for Hamilton. Now the rain and the wind threatened the on-field nature of the ceremony. You guys were prepared to have that in the conference room.
Yeah,
and televise it from there.
That would have been interesting.
But everything turned out just fine.
I thought Toby and Ruben did a great job with their speeches. I think for a lot of the guys that have been elected to the Hall of Fame, it's a nice honor, but it doesn't really hit you until you get down on the field. And for those of us that have been away from the game for quite a while, you don't get a chance to be down on the field with the crowd in the stands, and you forget what it feels like to be on the field with the crowd in the stands, and what a tremendous feeling it is.
Well, that sure took a while, but Josh Hamilton finally does put one in play. And it is out number 2.
Saw Rich Hand from teams back in the early 70s. Rich has a daughter, Whitney, one of the best sophomore basketball players in the country. She plays at the University of Oklahoma. Had a great freshman year last year.
Here's Saltalamacchia, and a check swing foul. Felix Hernandez is set to get the win in this one tonight. Tommy Hunter will lose for just the second time. We'll go to 3-2. Ending quite a run. Tommy had 5 starts in a row that were just amazing. Hernandez, though, will be 12-4. Ball and a strike to Salty. One home run for the Rangers tonight, that from Cruz. The Rangers lead the major still, 156 home runs already. They've hit 10 in the last 4 games. As we all know, the pitching has really been carrying the load all year, and certainly all through July that was the case. But on this, the first night of August, pitching wasn't quite there. They've apparently made one scoring change. I see 16 hits on the board now for Seattle instead of 17. And 2 errors for the Rangers. They've now gone all the way back to the very first play of the game, apparently, and given Tommy Hunter an error on that very first ball hit by Ichiro.
Good. That should have been error. I'm glad that Tommy got an error, but it'll actually help him out. It'd be an unearned run. And it just wasn't a hard hit ball.
Three-2 pitch. That'll do it. Seattle prevails tonight. Kind of dampening a festive mood with the Hall of Fame inductions this evening. Ichiro and company, a 7-2 win. And we'll wrap it up for you in short order. We'll take a quick timeout. Dana and Evan are standing by for Rangers Live when we come back. Again, your final tonight, 7-2.